It's Rob!
Tony! And I'm Jeff.
We're in gaming.
And that's you.
Hello gamers and welcome back to the Inn. I'm Rob, of course, or Warshack if you want to call me that, and we are going to be knocking out some Dragon Priest 2.0. I actually released a Dragon Priest guide when TGT first came out, and now that it's been out for quite a while, and some League of Explorers cards came out that happen to be very good for Priest. And along with, we've been seeing a lot of Secret Paladin and Ladder and a lot of aggro decks. Dragon Priest does extremely well against those, so I've kind of refined the deck a little bit more, added some new cards, played it in Ladder, and it seems to be doing very, very well. So I figured I'd share some Dragon Priest with you 2.0. With that said, for those of you who are new, we will be playing 3 ranked games. We'll be winning all 3 ranked games. I'll explain why I do what I do and talk about the deck list at the very end. So with that said, we'll get in, probably getting rid of Shadow Ward Death and Chill Maul, keeping the Zombie Chow and the Dark Bane. Pretty good opener against, if this is a Zoo, this is a really strong opener. If this is, it's pretty much strong opener against any type of Warlock class. If it's a hand lock, then we probably should have kept the Shadow Ward Death. Okay, so he played the Abusive Sergeant, which tells me he's playing Zoo or Reno Lock, and he has a horrible, horrible hand and probably a really bad deck if you're going to play Abusive Sergeant. I guess it could be combo Reno Lock, but then again, I don't even think that plays Abusive Sergeant. Or it could be... Okay, so it's Zoo. I was going to say Abusive Sergeant's also played in Mally Lock, but you'd never play it like that. So we actually played the Zombie Chow over the Twilight Whelp because it heals him for 5, but he's at 30 health, so there's really no reason not to play that over the Twilight Whelp, because the Twilight Whelp can be played at any time and used as an activator for Corruptor, as the Zombie Chow is mostly, if you can play it on turn 1 or 2, that's your best bet. So from here, he can't really kill anything. We can't kill the Whelp with the Dire Wolf unless he uses like a Mortal Coil, and his deck doesn't play Mortal Coil. Or at least I don't think it does. So he's going to Haunted Creeper, go face. Haunted Creeper, Power Overwhelming, go face. It's a weird play. Power Overwhelming into a Twilight Whelp. Okay. What a play, guys. This guy, I feel like this is like a bot or something, because you'd never make that play ever. So we're just going to Dark Bane and end turn. Like, that was just such a bad play. Power Overwhelming is like the big burst card that you're scared of. Like, Doom Guard Power Overwhelming is like a 9 damage, 6 mana combo. You're like, and then he just wasted it on 2/3. That cost me 1 mana. Alright, so he has a bunch of little guys out. We're going to see what we get from this guy. Maybe a Death Rattle, maybe a Death Lord, or how about nothing? Good. Alright, so what is the gold telling me? Let's click this a bunch of times. I think the gold is telling me Skeleton Knight just sucks. Clockwork Knight is a decent card to play, but we don't really need the spare part. And Explosive Sheep could be maybe useful later on if he overwhelms the field. But I don't think he's really going to overwhelm the field at all. So we're going to heal up our Darkbane, probably coin into a Power Ward Shield to make sure it doesn't die. It's probably going to kill off a 1/1, and we're going to go face. If we were going against maybe like a Warlock, or not a Warlock, a Paladin, and he had, you know, 2 Silverhand Recruits out, and it was going on turn 5, I probably would kill a Silverhand Recruit because I'd be scared of Quartermaster, but because there's no reason for us to swing our 3-attack creature into his 1-attack, it's not, like, we're not even scared of our 1/2 dying because that guy doesn't do anything anymore. The whole point of him is to bring out a Death Rattle. So, or I mean, to grant us a Death Rattle, not so much bring out one, but. So, turn 5, Warlock, what do you have for me? Oh, apparently nothing, because we're getting disconnected. Hopefully we can come back in the game. Yeah, buddy! Most of the time when that comes up, it doesn't come back. But now it says we're reconnecting. So I'm gonna put faith in the light. Come on. Yeah, buddy. Alright, so he played Knife Juggler, and then he silenced my 3/4. That's fine. So I think we're just going to Corruptor the Knife Juggler, kill off his 2/1 Iron Beak with our 3/4 Darkbane, and so he can't kill our Corruptor next turn because he has 4 damage out. So yeah, we kill Iron Beak. Faux shizzle. Alright, so Imp Gang Boss, we've got our Shadow Priest in our hand, so we'll definitely be taking the Imp Gang Boss, unless he plays something better, which I don't think there's anything better than an Imp Gang Boss to take, besides maybe like a Flame Waker. A Void Walker is normally pretty good too, but Imp Gang Boss is better. So we're going to take the boss.
Let me change
Give me some of the pussy boss, and kill off his Void Walker. Alright, I do not see how he's going to win this game, to be honest. We got an Explosive Streak, we got Azure Drakes, we've got Shadow Ward Death if he plays Doom Guard, not that I think he will. Another Void Walker. It would just be sad if I drew into like another Shadow Priest. It'd be bad for him. How to have a bad time. Get all your cards stolen. Okay, so we're gonna play. Well, we can actually swing into his 1/3, swing for 6, and then heal our corruptor back up to full. Yeah, and then we'll swing for 6. All right, so he's gonna he's going to Kansamida. All right. Well, we're not going. Hopefully we can go against Secret Paladin because that's kind of what I built this deck to beat right now. We've been seeing a lot of aggro decks, so we just pretty much wiped the floor with an aggro deck. Not that he played his part very well, but we still won. And hopefully we can get one of these games into like maybe a Hunter or a Secret Pally to kind of show how it does against those. Because again, Dragon Priest isn't the best against, you know, like Control Warrior or other control decks, but it's really good against, you know, mid-range to aggro decks. So who are we gonna play? Another Warlock. So if he's playing Zoo, that's fine. If he's playing Reno, that's probably not so fine. If he's playing Handlock, that's probably not so fine. So I like the Power Word Shield and Darkbane. Is this for YouTube? I think if we keep the Velen Chosen, it's a little too greedy because we already have the Power Word Shield, and this is for YouTube. Yes, sir. And he's gonna be like, "Oh my God, it's me!" when he watches this video. Dr. Cow. Hi, YouTube. Okay. Enough shenanigans. This is a good opening hand, though. Ideally, if we draw into, like, another dragon, we can play the Twilight Whelp. If we can't, that's pretty bad. No, nothing to see there. No pointer spot. 3 spectators right now. Wow. Hey, look, another dragon. Sweet! So we're going to play a Twilight Whelp. I was going to say, if we didn't draw into another dragon, we might even still play the Twilight Whelp. But I'm not sure. I don't know. We always... Because if he's playing Zoo, then it's not so bad. But if he's playing Reno Lock, it's pretty bad. If he's playing Handlock, it's pretty bad. So it's like... Okay, Knife Juggler, which tells me he's playing probably Zoo again. Alright. So I think we... Power Word Shield the Whelp, even though I wanted to use it on Darkbane. Just to kill off the Knife Juggler without losing anything. And then we can play the Warshack Cleric. So next turn we can play... We can either heal the Whelp or we can play a Darkbane. So depending on what he does, if he does nothing, I don't know. I think we play Darkbane almost no matter what, unless we can't kill. So he's gonna Iron Beak the Northshire Cleric, which means almost that just guarantees us to play Darkbane. Or we could heal and play Zombie Chow. But I think we play Darkbane because we can swing our Northshire Cleric into his Iron Beak Owl and then swing face for 2. Or we can heal Whelp. No, we play Darkbane for sure. And then we swing for 2. I think just putting a big creature on the board more so than healing our Drake is pretty important right now. Like, we can swing our 1/1. Okay, Curse of Rafaam. What is he going to do with 1 mana, like a Voidwalker? Alright, a Leper. Okay, so from here... We're definitely going to play the Curse first. That needs to get out of our hand. I've seen when players like allow that to stick around, it's just not worth it. So, do we play... Or do we heal? I think we heal, and then we kill off our 1/1 into our Leper and swing for 3. Or we could play a Taunt and kill off our 1/1, but I think healing that up is pretty good. It allows it to make more favorable trades later on, and it also doesn't die to anything that does 2 damage from the Warlock. So if he like wants to like Dark Bomb it or something. Christopher Fahm is so good. It is good if it sticks around in your... But if you're already ahead on boards, like, and your opponent has to deal with your board and taking 2 every turn from Curse, like, if Curse can sit in your opponent's hand for 1 turn, at least, it's good. But not so good since I just used it right away, because I know the drill. You don't let that shit sit around. Alright, so I think we Power Word Shield the Darkbane because it has a higher probability of killing a creature here. If we actually kill off his Dark Peddler, but then it would be a 50-50 chance to kill a creature instead of a 30 or a 66% chance. So we're going to play the Taunt, swing for 5. I mean, we could have killed the Peddler and then used the Power Ward and then maybe killed the Worgen, but I'm not really scared of an invisible Worgen. I'd rather guarantee a kill or a higher chance to kill a creature, which is a really favorable trade considering I didn't waste any cards doing it. I actually buffed a card, drew a card, and then killed a card. So he lost a card, I gained a card, and I buffed a card. Can't even ask. You can't even ask for more than that. That's just amazing. So his turn 5 consists of normally a Doomguard if he has no cards in his hand, but he only has 4 cards in his hand, 1 shitty creature on the field. Normally not that shitty. If it's on turn 1, it's fantastic, but turn 5, it's not going to get through my Drake. Maybe power overwhelming it? And then what? I don't know. It's just a bad, like, Dragon Priest just does so well. If you can get, you know, the Twilight Whelp, Zombie Chow, the Weremist Agent or whatever it's called, or any of the early game cards that kind of just slow down tempo decks, or rush decks, and you're able just to heal them up and make favorable trades because your passive is broken with making trades, it's just, they can't do anything. Like, you just basically shut them down if you draw a decent hand. Even with bad hands, you can sometimes still win. And then, don't even talk about when you bring out the Shadow Priest. I think this guy just quit. Probably makes sense. But yeah, if you bring out like the Shadow Priest and you start Cobalt Shadow Priest. If you just start taking shit, they just get really upset. So we're just gonna heal this, play another taunt, swing for face, and then we'll win next turn. So because this guy like stopped playing, I'm not really gonna count this as a win, even though we had the game. There's a very low possibility of him being able to come back from our field that we had, which was pretty strong. But we'll play another game just because. So we actually are gonna win 4 in a row in this one. Just because I feel like it was like a half-ass game. It's like, meh. So, we'll swing for 3, swing for 3, swing for 2, swing for 2, and that is exactly 3. Alright, so we played 2 zoos in a row. We made one, actually, zoo quit Hearthstone. Probably not, but poor guy. Alright, so going into our 3rd game, we win this, we go to rank 5, and then we win one more, and we one more star into 5, which is nice, because that's when, again, the real grind starts. The real grind. Still 3 spectators, ouch. I feel like I'm putting on a show right now. I've got you guys to accommodate to, I've got these guys to accommodate to, and these guys are probably going to watch this video when they've already seen this stuff, which is pretty funny. Have you ever tried Mill Rogue? I have, and I have not done a video on it, because it just doesn't work. I mean, it works, just sometimes. So, most of the time not, though. Alright, so Northshire Cleric's nice, the Velen's Chosen. Normally I keep that almost in my hand every time because of our Dark Bane, and also it buffs a creature. But against a Druid, it's kind of bad, because on their turn 4, they can silence our Velens. So it's like we Velens on 3, and then it's their turn 4, and then they just silence the Velens, and just like, we waste a card pretty much. And they have a decent card on the floor. So I'm pretty sure we just swing for 1 here and just heal ourselves. Could have healed him. It would have made him probably happy. Heal him and then attack him. Or attack him and then heal him. Let the real BM sink in. Alright, so it looks like he got a shitty hand too. So the question is, this next turn, do we Velens? Or do we Shrink Meister? Or do we just go face? Or depending on what we draw. Alright, nothing. So heal us. Or we Velens. We're going on his turn 3. He hasn't used coin yet. He probably has Keeper of the Grove, so we're just going to hold Velens for now. We'll save it till we can make like a value trade with it. Or we need it to like Velens and then Holy Nova for 3 or something silly like that. So there's the coin. If he plays a Keeper, we made the right play. If he plays a Shredder. Alright, so he played Shredder. Alright, so Velen's last turn may not have been too bad. Unless he has Keeper too. So we're going to play probably the Twilight Guardian and go face for 1. The Twilight Guardian actually stops him for a little bit. It's a little bit better than a Sledge Belcher this early on against a Shredder. Sledge Belcher works really good against a Shredder, but since he has like Wrath and like Keeper of the Grove, he can actually just silence the dragon and kill off our 1/3. If he has Keeper in his hand, but maybe he doesn't. I mean, ideally, I guess we want him to Keeper now instead of later when he can use it on like the Velen's Chosen. That'd be fine too. Next turn, what do we got? We got Azure Drake maybe next turn. We got another Keeper, or we got a Velen and a heal. Not a Keeper, but a Twilight Guardian. So we can Twilight Guardian next turn, Azure Drake, or Velen and heal, depending on what we draw. For him, it's going to take another spell or a buff to get through that Drake. If not, we're just going to swing the Drake into a Shredder next turn, see what comes out of it, heal it back up, and maybe attack into it with our Northshire, and then Velen's that. Our Velen's and Northshire, so it can kill whatever comes out of Shredder, then use our passive to heal back up the Drake, so he can't make contact with our Northshire with anything. So he's going to probably cycle for 1 here, use his passive. That would make sense, that's 5 damage, yep. And it's going to have 1 left. He got an Annoyotron, which is nice, so we probably won't even attack the Annoyotron next turn, because we have the Shadow Priest in our hand, which can take an Annoyotron, which would be quite annoying for him to deal with. So I think we just Azure Drake.
Right away.
And end turn. There's no point to attack, because we're going to take it. And we could play the Twilight Guardian, but why would we not fill out our mana curve? I guess it would be susceptible to maybe, like, I don't know. Maybe...
Right away.
Yeah, there's no point to really do anything right now. I guess turn 5, Druid of the Claw for him. Then what does he do with that? Turn it into a taunt? We're still going to take the Annoyotron. I guess he could kill Northshire with Druid of the Claw. That makes sense. And then our Azure Drake, he would think he can make another favorable trade with Azure Drake because we can't get through the Annoyotron. But we can. Because we just fucking take it. Take what's mine. He keeps targeting the Northshire, which makes me think he has Druid of the Claw with a charge and or like a swipe. Yeah, a swipe could do it. Swipe into that. So Druid of the Claw. Oh, he is charging. Okay. So this would be, that was a really nice trade for him. That's probably a play I would have made. But then he plays into this on turn 6. Or we could Corruptor the 4-3. But then we still have to deal with the Annoyotron. I think we just take the Annoyotron, go face with Azure Drake, because he's going to have to at least hero power it. And attack into the Annoyotron to get rid of it. And then we can just Corruptor the little kitty next turn. Unless he has a Keeper and then he silences the Annoyotron, kills off our Azure Drake. Which that's not good either. Or he Wild Growths. Okay, so he makes me think he's a swipe with this. Yep. Alright, so he's going to take off the Divine Shield with the Annoyotron, kill the Annoyotron, he killed off our Azure Drake, but this is fine, because now we can just Corruptor the 4-2, and then we can heal back up the Priest, so it doesn't get swiped. Not that he would swipe the Priest anyway, he'd probably swipe the 5-4 because it has more attack, and he would kill it in one hit, and he wouldn't have to waste his passive to, you know, take 5 damage, but hey, who knows? Who knows? So next turn, it looks like we can Azure Drake Velens, Twilight Guardian Velens. There's a lot of options next turn. And then we could probably throw in a Power Ward Shield somewhere in there, draw an extra card, see what we get. We got a lot of value in our hand. There's a lot of opportunity. We have actually 2 Velens in our hand, which is a burst damage, which priests aren't known for at all. So we actually can pump out 4 more damage than he can see. So we have 9, we have 13, still not lethal. It's 5 damage off. So it's gonna take at least 2 more turns to finish off this Druid.
I wonder.
What are you thinking about, big boy? I guess he could force a nature, kill off the 5-4. No, that wouldn't be really great. No, he could force a nature and then Wrath the 4-5, clear board. Could Emperor, could Sludge Belcher, Darnassus. Sludge Belcher, Naxxramas. He could Druid of the Claw, Darnassus. It's always hard to read, or he could Keeper of the Grove to draw 2. So he plays Sludge Belcher, alright. For 3, what do you got in the shade? Alright. Filling out that mana curve. Good job. Okay. So, there's no point to Shrink Master yet. I wish we would have if we had another Shadow Priest in our hand, we could actually steal the Belcher, but we can't. So we're going to swing into the Belcher, kill that, kill the Slime there. And then we can play Northshire, heal up the Corruptor, and then I believe we can play the Twilight Guardian, depending on what we draw. Or maybe an Azure Drake. Either one of those seems pretty good. Or we can Holy Nova and kill off the Shade and draw 2 cards. It's pretty good, too. That was a really nice top deck with 5 mana left. Like, that was just really unfortunate for him. We were able to draw 2 more cards, which, you know, counteracts the 2 cards we just played. So, nice. Dr. Boom, we've got no way to deal with it. Besides, maybe we could Velens the Corruptor, kill off the Boom, send the 1-3 into a Boom, heal the 1-3 up, swing for 4. Unless we draw that card. They're gonna kill the Boom. Oh man, this is just not this guy's game. Poor guy. So we're gonna play the taunt. Actually, do we want to attack first? Yeah, we'll kill a Boom, but no. We should attack with the 5-4 first because the bombs can hit up to 4. So actually, it's better like this. So let's see where the bomb goes. Bomb goes face. It knows the place. So we're just gonna play double taunt and swing directly for 4. Push lethal next turn. And the reason I attacked with my 5-4 before attacking with the 1-3 is because the bombs can do, as we know, 1 to 4 damage. So it could have hit the Corruptor for 4, making it so if we wouldn't attacked with it, we would have lost out on 5 damage there. So, yeah, I gotta pay attention to that. But I don't see how the Druid's gonna get out of the situation here. Even if Force of Nature, Savage Roar, he doesn't even kill everything on the board. And we still have 2 Velens, which is 4 more damage. So he has to basically kill. He has to use either passive and or kill any card higher than 4. Okay, so he killed. Okay, alright. So he killed that. Killed that. Oh, bomb went face. Poor guy. Bomb could have killed maybe the Corruptor. And then he could, like, Living Roots the 2-1. And then he would get away with us not having lethal. So he's going to invade, what, the passive to kill the 2-1? Yep. So there's nothing he can do here. Poor guy. And that was just a really good game on our part. We got the cards that we needed. Not that he didn't get good cards either. I mean, normally throwing out the Shredder fairly early, the Druid of the Claw pretty early. He had a turn or two where he didn't really do much, but I mean, it looked like he played Innervate at times he probably shouldn't have, because the following turn he kind of digressed from the whole, like when you Innervate out a card, you have to have a follow up to the Innervate, or you just like pumped out a whole bunch of stuff for no follow up. So Druid's a hard class to play. But, I mean, he could have had a bad hand. Top decking the Shadow Word Death was nice, but it's not like we weren't able to deal with Dr. Boom anyway. We could have just Velen's Chosen our 5-4, made a favorable trade with Dr. Boom without our card dying, healed it back up, drew a card, and then attacked the other two Boom bots with our creature and played a taunt. So, I mean, it's not even like we didn't have options. The Shadow Word Death was just like icing on the cake. Alright, so we're going against another Priest. I like this opening hand a lot. I don't really find a reason to get rid of it. The Zombie Chow's nice. The only problem with the Age in our hands is we don't have a dragon, but by the time we play it, we'll most likely have a dragon. Oh, just draw a dragon now. That works too. So Zombie Chow, of course. This deck works really well because there's a lot of dragons in the deck. I mean, Ysera and Chillmaul sit in your hand for almost the entire game. So those are activators for Corruptor, Twilight Guardian, and Twilight Whelp. And then Twilight Whelp and Twilight Guardian are activators for themselves and Corruptor. So there's just a lot of synergy within this deck, I feel like. So he started off with a very strong early game as well, and I'm not really sure what kind of priest he's playing. I'm going to assume it's either Entomb Priest or Dragon Priest, because both of these seem very popular right now. And Control Priest, I haven't really seen somebody play Control Priest in a long time. So we can play the Northshire Cleric and or the Agent. I think the Northshire Cleric is a little bit better because we're going to assume he's trying to heal up and draw cards, considering he coined them out. So we're going to actually give our Northshire some more health so she doesn't die to both the attack, because he could kill our Northshire with his Zombie Chow and his Northshire, and then he could heal his Northshire, he draws a card, and he kills one of mine. So ideally, of course, we want to Power Ward Shield our Northshire Cleric. And then Zombie Chow face, because we can't really kill anything anyway. So he's going to attack into our Northshire for some strange reason. I don't know. I don't think he saw we Power Ward Deathed it, Power Ward Shielded it. So he's going to Circle of Healing, which is... I don't understand what he's doing. We both draw 3 cards. I mean, he might have not saw I Power Ward... Like, that would have been if we didn't have Power Ward Shield, he probably would have just won that game because of this. He would have drawn 2 cards, and he would have killed our Northshire. But... yeah, I don't really see what the purpose was. So we're probably going to, for 3 mana, we can throw down we can actually play 2 creatures, or we can Velen's Chosen our, we don't want to Velen's Chosen our Northshire because it already has a buff on there. So I think we Velen's Chosen maybe our Zombie Chow, or do we play 2 creatures? I think we Velen's Chosen the Zombie Chow, kill off his Northshire, and then swing for 1. His turn 3, how could he deal with this? It has 4 attacks, so it's not even like he can Shadow Word Pain, which is also why I did not want to Velen's the Northshire Cleric. There's actually no reasonable way for Priest to get rid of 4 attack creatures besides bringing them down to 2 attack and using the Shadow Priest combo, but you can't do that, so it's too early in the game. Alright, so from here... I think we can double Northshire down and heal Zombie Chow to draw 2 cards, but when you play 2 Northshires against another Priest, he already played Circle of Healing, which tells me he can make us draw too many cards, and we actually can start discarding cards. So it's always scary when you're playing the second Northshire Cleric against another Priest that they may make you overdraw. So I think our best bet here, drawing 1 card is fine, but putting down the second Northshire is too much. So I think we play the Taunt here, attack into a Zombie Chow, heal it up, see what we draw, swing for 1. Yeah, I think throwing down the second Northshire is just too much right now. And we're still out of range of, we're still doing well against Light Bomb, because we always assume Holy Nova and Light Bomb on turn 5 and 6. You just have to assume. I mean, we have it in our hand, so he has to have it in his hand. So he's playing Elise, which makes me, well, makes me think he's playing Entomb, because normally you don't play Elise in a Dragon Priest, and you don't play her, sometimes you play her in Control, but not really. So we're going to assume he's playing Entomb Priest right now. Alright, so we're going to draw 1, we're going to swing into Elise, and then we're going to swing into her with Northshire Cleric and swing directly for 2. So I guess if he does Holy Nova, it only kills our Northshire Cleric. If he plays... he can't play Light Bomb yet, because you already used Coin for Northshire Zombie Chow. So we're only susceptible to a Holy Nova, and that would only kill 1 card. I guess he could play that new 5-drop, deal 3 damage, but that's probably really unlikely. I haven't seen anybody play that yet. Oh, he did! Okay! Wow. So it actually killed 2 of our cards instead of 1. So now next turn, Holy Nova kills 2 cards on our field, and Light Bomb again kills 2 cards on our field. So, we could play Northshire, heal our 2-1 up to 2-3 so it lives if he Light Bombs. The only card that would die is Azure Drake. And I think that's it. So Corruptor. We can Azure Drake too. See what we draw into. Alright. And now we can... Do we really want to Whelp? We have 2, so that's not bad. And we'll swing for 6. Normally I wouldn't play Whelp if I only had 1 in my hand, but the fact that we have 2 Whelps in my hand, it works because we always want to keep 1 as an activator now. Because we're going to eventually want to play Chill Maul, and then when Chill Maul comes out, we have the Whelp in our hand. So he's going to True Heart, which is fine because we're just going to Corruptor the True Heart, and probably heal our 2-1 like I said last turn. Alright, so we're going to heal the 2-1. If we heal up our Azure Drake, yes, it gets out of Holy Nova range, but I'm more susceptible to like a Light Bomb right now. Because a Light Bomb would kill 3 of my 5 cards. You always have to play around that Light Bomb. I'm not really scared of a Holy Nova. More so than a Light Bomb. Like, if he doesn't play Light Bomb here, he wins. Alright, I win. So he has to play some sort of field clear. Unless he's running 2 of those 5 drops. Pyromancer, Holy Nova. There we go. Oh boy. He's playing this kind of deck. There'd be no other reason to play that Pyromancer. And what has he got now? Nothing. Alright, so we can't push lethal with what we have on the board. We could Corruptor the 3-1, heal up on one of our cards and swing for 9. Or we can Northshire Holy Nova. But again, it doesn't put really anything too crazy on the board. I think Corruptor is a pretty good play here. I like holding the Holy Nova for some burst damage. And it works well with Felons. They don't actually do 3 now, but I think Corruptor is a little bit better. Yeah. So then Corruptor, swing for 9, and we'll heal. Actually, let's actually play Northshire and then heal. Draw an extra card. That's fine. I think playing the Holy Nova and drawing 2 cards was too much. Too much. So now everything but Northshire dies if he plays Light Bomb. And then you'd heal, putting him at 9. And then we have no way to... We have 1 damage, and then what? We play Chill Maul the following turn, and then heal our face. I like how we drew the evil card that he had played on turn 5 already. Him being able to heal for 4 every turn is pretty annoying now too. So he either plays the Light Bomb, always can expect that. Even if he top decks it, you know it's coming. He's playing Priest. So I'm pretty sure we just played Chill Maul. Or no, Ysera, fuck that. Definitely play Ysera. There's no... I guess he could Shrink Master and then Shadow Priest it, but I'm going to assume he doesn't have that, and if he does, we're just going to have to Shrink Master Cabal it back, because we have the ability to do so. Also, oh, he's going to Entomb it, so he's playing Entomb Priest. And heal him back up to 12. He actually could have healed my card, and we would have overdrawn. So just Chill Maul, and then we'll heal our face because our Power Ward shield the Northshire and then heal our face. I don't really feel like healing the Northshire right now because I don't want to overdraw. We don't really have enough damage. Well, we can push lethal next turn, but not right now.
Right away.
God, my nose is killing me. That's why I'm not talking so much, guys. I sound like I'm retarded right now. I'm like, meh, 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 meh. Sorry about that. God, stop. Like, I can't. It must be allergies or something. And all today it's been awful.
Embrace the
And like gives me a minor headache too. You know the feeling, guys. You know the feeling. So he's gonna blow everything up for 3. He's gonna use his passive to Flash Shield. Wow. So he's running. It's a very interesting variation of Entomb Priest because he's running the Flash Shields, the Circle of Healings. He's got the Just Guard with the passive, with the Soul Priest to deal for 2. So we can actually, there's multiple different ways to clear this Soul Priest. I'm kind of wanted to save the Shadow Priest and the Shrinkmeister for when he plays Ysera. If he plays Ysera, I don't think the deck does play Ysera. Or we could just kill this off like this. We could Holy Nova it and play a Zombie Chow, but I think taking it actually works well because we have the Zombie Chow in our hand, and then we could use the passive to deal 2 more damage to him, and we're also going to be pushing lethal the following turn. So right here, the option is to use our passive to deal 2 damage or play the Zombie Chow now. I think dealing 2 damage now and saving the Zombie Chow for when we use the Ysera Awakens is pretty good. I'm not sure how that combination would work out. What dies first? I would think you play Zombie Chow, Ysera Awakens, deals 5 damage, and then Zombie Chow would heal for 5, right? It wouldn't deal 5 damage. But the Soul Priest would be out when you use Ysera Awakens, so when it dies, I don't know. We don't have Soul Priest anymore, so it doesn't matter. Alright, so I'm pretty sure we have lethal right now. So, Wevellen's chosen the Shrinkmeister, makes it a 5 attack, makes her Holy Nova do 3. We hit Shrinkmeister into the Death Lord, then it has 3 HP. We Holy Nova, dealing 3 damage to him. We swing directly with our Shadow Priest, and then we Ysera Awakens for game. Ba-bam! Thank you, Ysera. And that is a well played. Normally that matchup's a little hard because running against another kind of control priest is not so good. Just for the pure fact this deck, I mean, it does well against control decks, don't get me wrong. It's like any kind of matchup you have the ability to come back and win, but it just does especially well against, you know, aggro to mid-range decks. This deck does it very well against. So for those of you who want to stick around, we'll talk about the deck list a little bit. I'll try to go on as long as I can. This headache is getting worse and worse. As you can see at the beginning of the video, we're pretty hyped up and ready to play, and now at the end, it's been getting a lot worse. So, I won't go on too much of a tangent about these cards. So we got Power Ward Shield. Actually, I'll group them together. The Power Ward Shield and the Velen's Chosen. There are 4 spells actually in the deck that target single creatures, and that's why we're running the Darkbane. You can actually add the Lightbane, but most people don't have Darkbane or Lightbane. That's not a card that you go out of your way to craft. So, that's why I only have 1. You can actually change the Darkbane with a Dark Cultist if you want. You can even change it with a Death Lord if you're facing a lot of aggro decks, because that's what this deck does well against. It's an extra taunt, and it also brings out pretty much any low creature they have. But if you're going against another control deck, like Control Warrior, and you play Death Lord, it's probably going to bring out something you don't want it to bring out, considering half the Warrior's deck is pretty high drops. So just keep in mind that, and that's why we're running the Death Lords, because we're running 2 Power Wards and 2 Velens. If you cut down 1 or 2 of the Velens, you could obviously take out the Darkbane, throw in a Cultist or Death Lord, and maybe even throw in like another Shrinkmaster or another Light Bomb. 2 Light Bombs is fine, by the way, if you have that. Double Northshire, not really going to go over that. The Twilight Whelps and your Zombie Chows are pretty much your early game. If you Twilight Whelp can't get the buff early on, I wouldn't really worry about playing him, because he's an activator for your Corruptor and your Twilight Guardians and your Chill Maul. So, like, let's say you have the ability, you've already played 1 Twilight Whelp, and you can play him, like, squeeze him into, like, a Corruptor and a Twilight Whelp. I normally hold on to the second Twilight Whelp, because he's only a 2/3 body, but he's an activator. And that means he gives the other cards the ability to use their effects when you have your dragon in your hand. So just keep that in mind. Don't kind of overextend on your dragons and waste them too much when, you know, Twilight Whelp most likely won't make a difference on the field, but he will in your hand, because getting the ability out of Corruptor is quite important. The Museum is a new LOE card, or League of Explorers, League of Explorers card. He grants you the ability to pretty much get Sledge Belchers, Dark Cultists, Slag, Fugin, any really great Death Rattle card. I'm trying to think of the other one. It's like a 5-drop 4/4. Whenever it dies, deal 2 damage to everything on the field. It also gets you Death Lord. So, depending on the situation, play him. You normally don't coin him out, so if you have him in your hand and you're going first or second, don't coin him out. Just wait till turn 2 to play him, because he doesn't push any damage. If he was like a shielded mini bot, of course you coin shielded mini bot out, but again, he's situational use only. 1 Shrinkmaster, 2 is too much, 1 is just enough, I found, because of the aggro decks you go against. Most of the cards have anywhere between 1 to 3 attack anyway, so if you're playing a lot of like control decks with a lot of like Sledge Belchers and a lot of 4 attack minions, feel free to throw in another Shrinkmeister, but for the most part I found 1 is just enough. The Agent is a card that you're just going to find in all Dragon Priest decks. It's 2-drop, 2/4 with Taunt, can't go wrong. 1 Shadow Ward Death, and that is because we're running 2 Holy Novas, 1 Light Bomb, and the ability to and the ability to do damage with Corruptors. I suppose you could add another Shadow Ward Death if you want, but again, Shadow Ward Death and Light Bomb kind of go hand in hand. And if you're running, like, going against, again, an aggro deck that you really won't find any targets for the Shadow Ward Death, so playing the second Light Bomb may be even better. But then again, when you're playing the double Light Bomb and you get both of them in your hand, it really slows down your tempo. So the whole point of this deck is to pretty much have a creature every turn, and if not, every pretty much, like, your ideal is to have a 1-drop. Getting a 2-drop out's not that big of a deal considering you only have, like, 4. Like, the museum isn't like a 2-drop that, you know, takes board control. He's a 2-drop that allows you to get a card based on the situation you are in. So ideally you want a good 1-drop and then follow it up by either you're coining into a 4-drop or your 3-drop, or, you know, using your buff like a Velen's Chosen on your 1-drop to keep it alive and keep making value trades. From there, 2 Velen's Chosens. I put 2 in here just because we're running the Darkbane and it's doing fairly well against rush decks because it does make your Holy Nova deal 3 damage. Keep in mind that if you have a Velen's Chosen on a card and you use Light Bomb, it actually does 1+ their attack. So if you have, you know, like a Twilight Drake out, it'll actually... Not a Twilight Drake, but if you have like a 1/2 out and something has Velen's, it'll actually kill the 1/2 instead of it normally living as a 1/1. Darkbane, we've kind of been over that. The Twilight Guardian, I'm not even going to explain this card. It's broken as hell. 2 Holy Novas. This is because, again, really works really well with the Velen's Chosen. Does very well against rush decks. It also heals all your cards on the field, so you can use that in combination with the Northshire Cleric to draw a bunch of cards like we've seen before. The Double Azure Drake is the card draw that Northshire Cleric doesn't make up for, so if you can't get any value out of Northshire, your Azure Drake gives you guaranteed value. Again, this also makes your Holy Nova deal +1 spell power, so that helps as well. The Blackwing Corruptor, again, found in pretty much any dragon deck. It has the ability to do 3 damage to any target you want, including your opponent's face, by simply just having a dragon in your hand. This is why you kind of want to keep your Twilight Whelps in your hand, unless, you know, you draw them on turn 1 and you can use them on turn 1, then use it. But I'm talking about when you're like turn 10 in the game and you've drawn into your second Twilight Whelp, you may want to hold on to it. From here, Light Bomb, you can run 1 or 2 of these. I found 1 is fine right now, but that's only because I'm playing against a lot of... I mean, it works really well against Secret Paladin, and it really works well against aggro decks, but, I mean, if you want to run 2, that's fine. The Shadow Priest, we've seen what it can do to Warlocks. Takes their Imp Gang Boss, they concede. The Chill Maul's an interesting pick. This is because Patron is making its comeback. Sorry, I had to crack my back there. So, Patron is making its comeback, and as we've seen in my first Dragon Priest video, Chill Maul absolutely destroys Patron decks because they have no silence. So, they make Patrons, you throw down Chill Maul, GG. And Ysera, this is because it's that... Ysera's just broken. As we've seen, most of the cards that Ysera gives you are absolutely fantastically awesome, besides maybe like the 3-drop, 3/5 that can't be targeted by spells or hero powers. But even that, I mean, a 3-drop, 3/5, the stats on it are good. It's just not as good as, you know, a 2-drop, deal 5 damage to everything but Ysera, or maybe even a +5/+5. Keep that in mind. If you don't have all of these cards, feel free to leave a comment in the section below and let me know what you have, don't have, and I'll kind of help you out to what you should get rid of or keep, depending on the situation you're in. With all of this said, hopefully you've enjoyed the deck guides. My head is killing me. So sorry if I cut this short or seemed not as excited or, you know, spontaneous or whatever like normal, but trust me, I wish I could, but I'm slowly dying. So with all of this said, as always guys, I'm Warshack, and happy whatever the hell day it is.